Hello! Welcome or welcome back to the channel. I'm Goo and I'm here to answer your questions. Before we get into it, I do want to say a huge thank you for all the support that I've been getting on my channel. Thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. This is like unrealistic. Like, this was a goal that I had for myself that I thought was unrealistic, and you guys really helped me bring it to reality. It's like, this is nuts. Genuinely, I don't know, I feel very shocked. I don't even think I know what 10,000 people looks like, but anyways, who cares about that? I really appreciate all the support that I get and all the super sweet comments. I read every single comment. I know recurring commenters, and I really appreciate all the support that I get, genuinely. I guess I cannot thank you guys enough. Okay, now we're gonna get into the questions, what everybody's here for. Also, I'm attempting to make a vest with no pattern, so we shall see how it goes. Okay, let's get into the questions. Starting off strong, Sophia says, any tips for getting into making jewelry / clothes? I would say maybe I have a few. The first DIY things that I ever did were the easiest things in the world. I didn't even consider them DIYs. And it's just cutting your clothes. Cutting your shirts into crop tops, which is something I did a lot. There's also that other hack. I saw it on the internet and I was like, I have to try it. It was where you cut a V into your t-shirt and it makes it cooler. I will put a picture somewhere because I found it in my Snapchat memories. I actually forgot I did that. But cutting is an easy one. In addition to cutting, you can dye your clothes, but you can also combine stuff. So you can cut and dye. Do not take that out of context. But you can dye your clothes for pretty inexpensive. All you need to buy is the dye, and usually a bottle where I am is $7, and you just need hot water and salt. But those are pretty much free. So dyeing is a cool way to start getting into just modifying your clothes, because I wouldn't say go straight into making clothes. I would say start with modifying things you already have. Also adding cool things to your clothes, so safety pins or patches, and you don't even need to know how to sew. You can attach the patches with safety pins. I've seen people do just a bunch of safety pins around the cuff of a jacket arm sleeve thing, and that looks really cool. You can also just put them in random places, or put holes in your clothes and safety pins through them. I would highly recommend just getting fabric paint as well. You can get a bottle of fabric paint for $1 at Walmart, and just paint directly on your clothes. And this is a bit I guess asking more, but definitely learn how to hand sew. I think that will really elevate your DIYs. Just so many different things you can do. As for making jewelry, if you want to learn how to make jewelry, I have a whole video on how to get into making jewelry, so I won't spend too much time talking about jewelry in this video. But wire, just get wire. Wire is my #1 tip to anybody. Wire and a plier / wire cutter thing. That is basically all you need. You can make anything into jewelry. I also got this chain at a hardware store, and I wear it as a necklace now, and that's a really cool thing you can do. And those are some of my tips for getting into DIY and stuff. Next question, or types of questions we have, is how did the healing processes go for all your piercings, especially eyebrows? What is the next piercing you want to get, and your favorite piercing? So the healing process for all my piercings, my septum was the first one that I got. It healed pretty well. I was really nervous about it because it was my first one, and so I took really good care of it. After that though, I started to get lazy. My nostril piercing was my next one, and it went so bad. It went so bad. I almost actually took it out, and I'm just like, okay, nostril piercing is not for me. It kept getting bumps, and no matter what I would do to try and get rid of the bumps, they would always just come right back. And I was just at the point where I'm just like, I will accept the scar on my nose and I will just move on without a nostril piercing. It was so bad because like I at some point wanted like a double nostril, but I don't think that I will ever put myself through that again.
Oh, that was a fucking lie.
So my nostril piercing was horrible. My vertical labret was pretty good. It probably took like 2 months to heal like completely to where I could cheese hella hard. It had like a bump over here once and it got me really scared, but it went away and has not come back, so I'm not trying to jinx it. One of my most horrible piercings, believe it or not, is my earlobe. And not even this one. There's one in the middle here. I don't know if you can tell. This one just refused to heal. I also refused to clean it, but it refused to heal. Like, I would clean it sometime. I think I just kind of don't know how to sleep with these. So I took the middle one out, and then this one has been healing fine. And then my eyebrows, my most recent one, I got it 5 months ago, and it's completely healed, although it has like bump problems, but it's been going away. It's getting smaller. It was an easy heal, I would say. My next piercing is going to be, I don't even know what you would call this. Just like based off what I know about piercings, it would probably be a vertical Medusa. And so I'm gonna have ooh, 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 ooh. My favorite piercing, it's really hard to pick. I would say my favorite one is probably my eyebrow, but I really like my vertical labret, so I don't really know. Oh, okay, so I almost forgot. Ranking the pain level of my piercings. If I say my most painful like piercing was like a 6 out of 10, this one's my next one, and it was probably like a 4.5. This one was like a 4. This one was also like a 4. This one specifically. This other one was like a 2 or a 3. And then my eyebrow piercing, I would say it was probably like a 3. It wasn't super painful, so hope that helps. Okay, so this one's kind of like a personal question, sort of. Glitter Piss, awesome user by the way, says, what are your astrological big 3? So my sun sign is Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius. So my moon is in Aries, so I'm an Aries moon. And my rising is Gemini. I also discovered recently that my Venus is in Scorpio, so there you go. You have an extra one. I really just like that my Venus is in Scorpio, so like I really want a scorpion tattoo. So if anyone asks me, I can say that's what it means, even though I just like tattoos because they look cool, and I don't think that they should have meaning, although they can and it's nice, but I don't think they have to. Speaking of tattoos, the creator asks, do you have any tattoos that you want in the future? Any you want to design yourself? I do have a tattoo that I want to design and do myself. It's an Adventure Time related tattoo, but I don't want to say anything about it. I will make a video on it when I do it. I also have a video, and it's of me doing my Adventure Time snail tattoo, which is right here. So I did that one myself and I filmed it. And also there's this tattoo that my friend is currently working on. It's unfinished, but it's a cute little dragon on my belly here. I had to tap out of it because it was unprecedentedly painful. Okay, so next question. I got like quite a few questions like, who are your favorite musical artists, or like, what are your favorite bands and stuff like that. So, it's so complicated, like, for me to pick something like that, like as a favorite. So I'll probably pick like 5 or 6 that I listen to the most. And I'll honestly just let Spotify tell me. So the footage of me going over my favorite artists got corrupted, but these are my top artists of all time from Receptify. Some local bands that I like a lot, I'll say Grumpster, I will say Sarcasm. I actually have one of their records. This album, like, I want everybody to listen to this whole album like at least once. I think it is so good. Mind Over Matter is probably my favorite song, but also Hand Me Down, Eggs, Hand Me Down, Mountain Times, Dead Name, album of the year 2014. Just listen to the whole thing, please. And then I guess the genres that they say that I listen to are rock, POV indie, I don't know what that is, permanent wave, alternative rock, modern rock, Boston rock, new wave, UK post-punk, bubble grunge, anti-folk, folk punk, art punk. I don't know what these things are. I hope that's helpful and gives you a glimpse into like stuff that I listen to, because I really don't know how to answer that question. I guess on a similar note, this is my Spotify. I will also link it in the description because yeah, somebody also asked my Spotify. So here it is. I have so many like abandoned playlists that I started, never finished. So only the ones that I share on like Instagram or something are going to be playlists that I'm recommending to people. But you are more than welcome to check out what I got on there. I really love this next question. So Obelisk, Obelix, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Obelix something, asked, do you collect anything? What is your favorite trinket that you own? I love it when people ask me about my trinkets. I feel like I collect junk. Not necessarily trinkets. Like the things that I put my trinkets in are also collection. I like metal tins, metal / tin cans. Like I love like I found this at the Goodwill bins, this Wrigley's chewing gum thing. Like I didn't even know they had this, and it's metal, right? But what's in here? Junk. Actually what's in here is actually pretty useful. It's some of the pins that I made because I got a button press and it's been so fun. And then I have some like wound bobbins for sewing, and then like I guess just screws and stuff. I like these for making jewelry, like just wrap some wire around it and make it into a charm for your necklace. And then like most of what's in here is this pack of safety pins that I got. I also have like Altoids cans. Altoids cans are awesome. This one's empty because I just got it. It's also still dirty, but this one is full of similar things. I think I just like shiny metal things. But I have like bottle caps, and then I have a spring, and I have soda tabs. Soda tabs are probably my favorite thing that I collect. And sometimes when my friends see like things that have soda tabs in them and they send it to me and they tell me that they associate me with soda tabs, it makes me so happy because I have so many of them, and I'm just like, thank you for seeing me. I feel super visible. Anyways, I'm getting so worked up. I have more screws. I also like the shadows that they cast, and I do want a screw tattoo. I have another one, and these star studs that fell out from my jacket, because you see it's already like bad. I dropped my spring and I can never find it. Like once you drop a spring, you can't find it until like 5 days later. These like cookie things, it's all taped up because I traveled with it, but I have more of these like spikes in here. This one's a bit more organized, I guess, and it's just got like jewelry that I want to upcycle but haven't yet. And then I also got this thing at Michael's, and I'm just like, whoa, this thing is so cool. But the thing is, like, the color is kind of like iffy. I don't know, like, I like it, but I don't know what color beads to use with it, because like even if I were to use black, it just seems off. Wait, no it doesn't. Okay, I just need like more other things that are this color to like tie it in. This used to be honey, and I'm like, it's a mason jar, and I like mason jars, and I have you didn't see this. I'm trying to sell this pin. I do not fuck with Destroy Boys, but I got these can tabs, safety pins, and bottle caps in here. I also collect cassettes, I guess. I just have cassettes, and I like having them. I don't know if it counts as a collection, but these are basically all the ones I have, and there's some in my car, so that's nice. Look at this. I have the complete original Broadway cast recording of Cats. That's insane. I found it at a thrift store, and I think it was like 25 cents. But anyways, I have a lot of things, and I guess I collect them. Okay, a pretty regular commenter from my Instagram, Girly Gurgle Gash. I love it. Would you crochet a butterfly top for summer? If you do, can you make a tutorial or a crochet with me? Because I was thinking of trying it myself. I will probably not make a butterfly top. I almost did though, like 2 years ago, but it looked too hard. And like sometimes I like to challenge myself, but at this current time it does not like suit my style. I'm working on this vest right now. if it turns out good, I'll probably make another one for a tutorial. I hope that that will be helpful or something that you'd be interested in, but no butterfly top for me. My favorite album is I would probably say Thank You Happy Birthday by Cage the Elephant. That album is like, yeah, definitely one of my favorite albums. I really want to get like a record, like physical copy of it. Doolittle by Pixies is also one of my favorites. Zero, Skips, awesome album. Okay, so another type of question that I got was like, how long have you been to alternative fashion? What sparked your interest? That kind of thing. I would say that like, I've never really had much of a chance to like experiment with fashion, especially in like when I was in school, like secondary school, and my school had a school uniform. So I never really got the chance to experiment with my fashion up until I came to America and started going to college. I was always like super into like what I would see, like the Tumblr grunge. I was really into that, and I was really trying to achieve that like aesthetic specifically. I was not. I'll put some pictures of like some outfits that I had, but I really thought that I was. I was really just like trying to achieve that. Because I was in 2016, 2017, and fast forward to 2018 when I go to my first punk show, and I'm just like, I have never seen stuff like this before. It was just like a whole new world. Like, it really inspired me. Just seeing what other people are doing with their outfits, that's what really got me into like DIYing, or like just really like made me know that like, yeah, this is actually a possibility. Which sort of leads me into the next question. Who inspired you to start DIY stuff? And do you have any favorite DIY YouTubers? Well, I kind of like mostly explain where my inspiration to DIY comes from. So favorite DIY YouTubers, Radis for sure. Alt-Knots, although they're kind of a crochet slash like just yarn stuff YouTuber. I love listening to them talk. They're like my comfort YouTuber. Jess Dang, or Jess Dong, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but her videos are really awesome for sewing. Like, as I'm just like I'm still learning how to sew, but I love Jess Dong videos because they're really, I don't know, they really explain it to me like super well. That's about it for DIY YouTubers. Like, I get a lot of inspiration from like Pinterest and stuff. Okay, the next questions I'm gonna be answering are like, what is your aesthetic or your main aesthetic, and where do you get your style inspo from? Personally, I feel like I don't have a specific aesthetic. My main style inspirations or things that I would look up are like fairy grunge, 90s grunge specifically, punk fashion, punk goth fashion. I also really like goth fashion, but anyways, those are my main style inspiration. There's also YouTubers that I really like Steal the Spotlight, Radis. Pinterest is a really good resource. I have an outfit slash inspo board. I actually wanted to go through my old outfit inspo board from like 2016 to see how much it's changed. I wanted to do that on here and go over some of my old boards too. I have an old tattoo board. Looking at it, I am so happy that I never went and got a tattoo at like 18. I would be regretting it right now. Anyways, Pinterest is good. Just like going through my Pinterest board, looking at like pieces that are recurrent in like outfits that I save, I'm just like, oh, I think I need to get a black vest. Just like things like that. On that note, Boba Fina asked my biggest fashion regret and favorite fashion moment. Now, I don't really have a lot of fashion regrets, not because I've always been stylish or anything, just because like they've all added up to where I'm at this point, and I really like where I'm at, and so I'm really thankful for like everything that's led up to this. There is a picture I look back on and laugh at. It's this picture. I hope I can even find it, but I really thought that I was a Shake It Up character when I wore this outfit. I really loved the fashion in Shake It Up. I loved all the layering and stuff. It was so cool to me. Favorite fashion moment? Honestly, like almost every outfit I wear these days is like my favorite outfit. I think I have so many pieces that I like a lot, that I can combine them in many ways and still like really like what I come up with. Okay, let's knock out some really quick questions. What is your favorite color? My favorite colors are probably green and purple. If you asked me 5 years ago, I would have just said gray. What do you think about Tyler the Creator? I don't really think about Tyler the Creator. Are you okay with people using femme terms for you? Sometimes. I think it really just depends on the person. When people like comment on my post, like, you're so pretty, it's nice. I don't hate it. I would say I don't hate it. I would prefer just gender neutral terms, because like when people tell me that I look handsome, or like when it's not even like a mask day, I kind of feel to an extent that they're just doing it for the sake of it. And like I appreciate it. I don't know, it just feels a little forced to me. And I really prefer just like gender neutral terms, like you look so good, you look cool, gorgeous, stunning, you know, all things that apply to me. Lighthearted. But just stuff like that. Or ugly. Ugly's gender neutral. Mask or femme occasionally is fine. I just know people are paying me a compliment and I try to say thank you. What is your favorite movie slash like favorite book, or any type of question like that? I don't really watch movies. A movie that like I tell myself in my head that is my favorite movie is probably Obvious Child. That's the movie that introduced me to Jenny Slate, and it's also very relatable to me. I don't know, I feel like I have a pretty like lukewarm stance on a lot of movies. Like even if I like it, I'm just like, I like it, but is it my favorite movie? I don't know, because I haven't watched enough movies. As for my favorite book, there's a book that I read that I really liked. I read it twice. Like I literally read the last page of the book, finished it, and then I went straight back to the first page and read it all again. But I don't remember what it was called. I also really like Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I was really scared when I was buying that book because people were saying that it's a difficult read. Really easy for me to read. I found the main character super relatable. The way that he writes out the main character's thoughts, I'm like, this is how I think. This is literally my flow of how I get from here to here in like my brain. Like this is how I do it. This book is about me. So I really liked that book. I don't really read as much as I used to anymore, but I think that when I read a book and if I finish that book, I liked it enough, you know? Okay, so Stella asked, what are your favorite brands slash stores? I had a couple of people also ask like what are my favorite clothing brands, or like where I get my clothes aside from thrifting. Some of my favorite clothing brands are Six Dimension Shop. They have so much cool stuff. Uninspired Forever. I really love Alex. They're like one of my favorite artists. Shop Tunnel Vision. They actually made this bike chain necklace that I'm wearing. A lot of people have like complaints when it comes to their clothes and stuff, but I personally don't have much problems with it. So I guess look more into it if you do want to purchase from them, because it is quite expensive. I also really like Nervous Breakdown. I actually want a giveaway from them. Onyx Pixies is a jewelry brand that I love. It's also a Black-owned business. Let me show you this necklace. This necklace is absolutely insane. Like, how? Hello? How is this a real thing? Like, I love this necklace. Imok Shop, Imok Productions. I have quite a few things from them. Unif is also a brand that I just love from afar. I haven't bought any of their stuff. Usually, like, the stuff that I want is sold out, or, you know, too expensive, and I don't want to spend that money at that time. But I really like Unif. I might as well mention my own brand, Human Disease. I sell this shirt and other shirts, and you should check it out. So there's also Lesser of Two Evils, which is like mainly jewelry. That's actually where I got this ring from. How did I forget to mention them? There's also the classics, I guess, like Trip NYC, Lip Service, like, I don't know, the classic alternative brands. Not Hot Topic though. Fuck Hot Topic. Okay, so new question from Sheep. Sheep says, congrats on almost 10K. Thank you. And when did you start exploring your gender identity? So I'm non-binary. My pronouns are they, them. On doing some like reflecting, I have like always questioned gender, even when I didn't know what it was. I'm Nigerian, and there's a lot of heavy gender roles. I did hate every single aspect of gender roles. I always questioned why they should be like that, where it seemed that like most people just kind of like accepted it. I always questioned it, but I never got the answer to that, so I kept questioning it. When I learned that gender was different from sex, it was a big deal for me. It was like a big turning point because like I'd always like identified as queer. I have been pansexual. I didn't think that other people's gender mattered when it comes to like finding a romantic partner, because it's just like that's another person, you know, you're just looking for your person. That's how I always thought. But it's just like as you learn more about things, you find like what you identify more with. I never considered myself to be a woman. I never liked the idea of becoming a woman. I just thought that that was what I was supposed to do until I learned more. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of sounds like me. It just reminds me of kind of like the time I learned what a lesbian was. And I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like me. Granted, I'm not a lesbian, I'm pan. But I'm still like, you know, figuring myself out. I think non-binary is the label that resonates with me the most at the moment, and I do not see that changing. Experiencing dysphoria has also been kind of crazy. I do have chest and hip dysphoria. I wish that they would just disappear sometimes, and then sometimes they're fine. I think that gender is a performance. I'm performing, you know, I'm acting like a woman. I'm not being a woman. I know that I'm definitely not trans. I definitely do not feel like a man, the same way I do not feel like a woman. I'm just a person. Sorry for the long-winded answer. I really hope that that was coherent. When I edit it, I'll try to make it as coherent as possible. But thank you so much for that question. Someone else asked a similar question, but it was different enough to get its own answer. When did I start exploring my gender identity? Probably, like a lot of people, during lockdown, where you spend a lot of time by yourself. Like, granted, I was already doing that, and you don't have to perform gender for anybody without the expectations of what a woman should do and anything like that. Like, what do I feel like I want to do? Because there's no shoulds when it comes to this stuff for me. It was also like, you know, a period where I had a lot of time to self-reflect on that kind of stuff, and I landed here in non-binary town. So Jupiter, that asked me some really good questions, thank you so much, asked, how big of a role does your fashion sense, hair, makeup, clothes play in regards to your personal gender expression? I think clothes do not have any gender. I used to very much dislike wearing skirts and dresses because I didn't like myself being that feminine. As I've grown, I'm just trying to separate, like, femininity does not mean womanhood. And so I have a lot of skirts now, and I don't mind them anymore. I actually really like them. There are certain clothes that do make me feel euphoric, like when I wear my binder and wear an outfit that I consider mask, and then I go outside, people still call me ma'am, and I'm just like, fuck. It doesn't really affect me that much anymore because I expect it, you know? But like you said, like personal gender expression, it's for me. I just feel like I wear things that I feel comfortable in, and that's the most important thing. I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much for asking such a great question. That really made me think. I've been thinking about how to answer this question for days, and I hope I did it justice. So another type of question, what new artistic / creative techniques are you excited to learn in the future? How do you get inspiration for the projects that you create? How did you learn so many crafts? Did you go to an art school? And I will answer all of them. So first of all, I did not go to an art school. I think with craft, my experience has kind of been like a chain reaction. So I went from painting on patches / you know, just making a stencil and stuff, to spray painting and screen printing. Screen printing led me to block printing. I think I just really like printing. I don't know what particularly led me to stick and poke tattooing. And it feels like printing, like you're printing onto your skin. Hand sewing on patches led me to learning how to sew things on with the sewing machine, which led me to start learning how to cut your own patterns and make your own clothes. I made this dress, which I'm super proud of, and then I made this hat with sewing, and then I made this bag. Like all these stuff are like just sewing stuff. What other crafts do I do? Crocheting. I've been crocheting since I was a kid. I did take a break from it, like a super long break, but I got back into it like a couple years ago. And then my partner got me a knitting machine for my birthday, and I've been using that. And then like getting the knitting machine, sometimes it's not always exactly what you want. And so I am learning how to knit by hand because I just need to like enhance my craft more. So for me with crafts, I think that one thing just leads to another. I want to learn another printing technique. I want to learn how to resew print. You use a printer for it, but it does require like a lot of prep and stuff. It's kind of like screen printing, sort of, in that you have to like have like a it creates a stencil, but you have to have like different layers if you want different colors. And I've been looking into it, but it seems hard, so I'll probably put it on the back burner. And the next thing that I want to learn is stone lithography, but I think I would need to take a class because it requires so many like supplies and stuff that I don't even think I would be able to get. But those are things like that I want to learn. I'll probably take a class at my community college. That's how my crafting journey has been. Making jewelry came out of like me wanting a certain type of jewelry and not being able to find or afford it. And so I just started making it. It's easier than you think because you have so much freedom. You can do whatever you want. So I got a couple questions that were like, how do you stay inspired? Being surrounded by boring people in a boring place takes a toll on me. My heart goes out too. It can be hard to stay inspired, and I definitely struggle with it. I am definitely not inspired all the time. I think I have like random bursts of inspiration. I was in a creative slump like most of like, you know, the past few months before I started creating again. And it honestly, I think I'm very heavily affected by the weather, because when I started doing lots of creative stuff, like maybe these past couple months, like I made a bag, I made a hat, like I've been using my sewing machine more. It's just like, I think it was because the sun came out. I also made a couple new screens and then solar fast. I really think that the weather is super impactful on like what inspires me. I worry that like I would burn out, but I just don't ever force myself to create. I do have that luxury though, because like all my creative things, like most of them are as a hobby. I have not been playing my bass as much, which kind of sucks. And I really want to get back into it, but I'm just waiting to feel the burst of inspiration. I think if you force yourself to do something, you're probably gonna not like that thing, and that's like the last thing I want. So I stay inspired by just looking at things. I don't know, like I'm usually on Pinterest like probably every week. I don't really go on it like every day. And then when I feel like doing something and I'm not sure what, I'll go to my Pinterest and check it out. And then when I feel like doing something and I am sure what, I'll do that thing instead. And you know, my boyfriend told me something that his art teacher told him, and it was like, you know, don't get married to it, like, or no, it was like, you don't have to get married to it, like, you know, whatever idea you have, you don't have to do that specifically. If you feel like it's like taking you in a different direction, just go there, you know, go with it. Don't try to steer it back in another direction. My friends also inspire me like a lot, but yeah, that is my answer for that. I'm sorry you're in a boring place with boring people though. I wish I had like more to say on that, but I do not. Libby also asked, do you do a drawing board or a thought dump page? What does the process look like? I do not do like a drawing board or anything like that. I do, however, when I have a project that I really want to do, I think about it for as long as it takes. It could be months, it could be days. I just try to plan it in my head, and if there's something I'm not sure how to do, I think about it. And I'm not even trying to sound dramatic or anything, but ideas come to me in my dreams. I think because I'm just constantly thinking about it, like even when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking about what can I actually do to achieve this thing in this project. And when I think I have it all down, I will attempt it. and, you know, don't get married to it. If I feel the need to change anything, I will, but at least I'll have like a plan, you know? Okay, Melon asked, what instruments do you play? I play bass guitar. I'm not super good at it, but that's that. And then I have an electric guitar. I do not play it as much as I would like to, but I've kind of been on a bass slash guitar hiatus for a while. I've been doing more like other crafty things. I think I'll get back into my bass phase pretty soon. I feel a bass phase coming, but I'm not gonna force anything. Okay, Shania, I hope I'm saying that correctly, asked, where were you born slash live? Not creepily, but the state slash region. Okay, well, I was born in Berkeley, California. I don't remember living there at all. We eventually moved to Rio Vista. I lived there till I was like 6, and then I went and lived in Nigeria for 10 years. And then now we're back in California. So I live in California right now. Northern California, to be more specific. And they also asked, besides YouTube, do you have any career paths you want to follow? Like, personally, I don't think that I could make YouTube my career. I do not post consistently enough. I don't make a livable wage off YouTube. I have made like $200 from my whole time being on YouTube, which is like, it's definitely money, but cannot live on that kind of money. I am an engineer and I work with my degree. So that is my career path that I'm following. It does, you know, enable me to live while I pursue my hobbies. So I consider YouTube to be like a hobby slash, I don't know, project slash outfit diary type of thing. I really like the community that I have on this channel. It's super awesome. I like talking to you guys. I like sharing my crafts with you guys. And I like it when you guys give me tips and ideas on how to do things better and stuff. But I don't think that I could ever rely on YouTube for, you know, like an income like that or any type of like social media. It's all just for fun because, oh my god, I can't imagine having to be on social media every day, even when it sucks for my mental health because it's my job. I wouldn't want that. I like to not be at work and not be at work, you know? So that is how I feel, which kind of leads me to my next question from Jessie. And they said, do you study or plan to study anything? I do not study anything right now. I do have a bachelor's in engineering and I do plan to go back to school and get my master's. So probably next year or within the next couple of years. So that is my plan for school, and I think I'll probably stop there. I have considered like becoming a professor, but I don't know. Hallie also asked, how do you dress alternative in school slash gain confidence to not care what others think? I'm assuming that this is about high school because in college people don't really care what you wear. When it comes to high school, I don't have any experience with that. We had to wear school uniforms in my school. I've been wearing a school uniform from 2nd grade till 12th grade. I do not really have much experience dressing alternative in school, except for in college where people generally don't care. I did feel extremely visible at times when I would wear like super bright colors and all my classmates were like stereotypical engineering students. I know in high school it's a lot different, and I really do not have an answer specifically to this question. I am so sorry. I just don't have the experience there and do not feel qualified to speak on the subject. This person asked, do you have any cats slash pets? You have so many things on your walls and it looks so good, but my cats go nuts for anything that's hanging, so I can't hang much on my walls. That is actually something I never considered. I've never had a cat. We used to have a dog, but that was a long time ago. I do really want a cat, so I guess that's something to consider. No, I do not have any pets. I do really want to get a snake. Probably like a corn snake, like realistically, but I am not even in that like space yet. I just need to like really learn how to take care of them before actually going and getting one. And someone also asked if I have any siblings slash pets, which I don't know, I find the wording of that kind of funny, but I do. I have 4 siblings, 2 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. I am the middlest of middle children. Why did child sound so much better there? Okay, Lee asked a couple questions. So what is your favorite kind of accessory or clothes you have made slash flipped? Example, jewelry piece, bag, or crochet. So my favorite thing that I have made is probably the bag. This is the bag in all of its glory. I love this bag. What is even in here? I really love this bag. I really love the zipper. It's so satisfying. Okay, whatever. For jewelry, I actually really love these necklaces. There are 3 of them in here, although they look really cool stacked. Okay, so there's this watch necklace. This is the one on top. I actually listed this on my Etsy, but I became too attached to it, so I took it down. But it's this watch necklace. This cross necklace is also pretty cool, in my humble opinion. And this last one, which is like the most recent necklace I made. This one's actually up on my Etsy, and I call it the mermaid necklace because it has like sand dollars, and like it's all blue like water, and it's got little skulls on it and stuff. But these are some of my favorite things that I've made. For clothes, probably the dress that I sewed. There's a few things wrong with it that I have to fix, but I really like it. Lee also asked a pretty interesting question, and it's if you could change wardrobes with any character from a movie or show, who would it be? If I had to pick one, 1000% Nana Osaki from the anime Nana, like, or anybody in that show, really. The fashion in that show is so cool. Any Ai Yazawa, I don't know how to say her name, but her fashion is so awesome, and it really reflects in her work. I think her art is awesome. But yeah, Nana Osaki from the anime Nana. Also highly recommend. I actually did an outfit inspired by Nana if you want to check it out. Okay, next question from Miles. What or who inspired you to do YouTube? The answer to this one is probably one of my friends. My friend Vivian. She really, I don't want to say forced, but like really made me make YouTube videos or like post them, because like I had a YouTube channel previously and I stopped posting. Granted, it was a singing channel, which is pretty different from what I do now, but I posted like 2 videos and then I fucking disappeared, and she kept encouraging me to post, and I'm just like, no. I was just like so discouraged. I'm like, I'll run out of ideas. I only have like 4 video ideas, and no one's gonna sustain a channel with 4 ideas. But she really encouraged me to do it, and I really thank her for it, because I really thank her for like my YouTube channel even existing in the first place. Like right from picking a name of my YouTube channel to like, I don't know, what kind of video should I do. She was helping me out from the beginning. I probably wouldn't be on YouTube if it wasn't for her. So Nick asked, what is your favorite method of making clothes? I think I cycle through different ones, but I would probably say that right now sewing is my favorite one, probably because it's just the one that I've been doing the most of lately. I've kind of abandoned my knitting machine, and I'm kind of mad about it. I just need to get back into it. I need to get back into the knitting machine mindset. But it really depends. Like the time I didn't crochet for 9 months is because it was warm outside, and then it got cold again, and then I got back into crocheting. So I'm not sure. I'll see what the future holds for me. But at the moment, sewing is my favorite method of making clothes. Eilena, I hope I'm saying that right, asked, if you have attended any concerts, what is your favorite show / genre to go watch? I have attended what I consider to be a lot of concerts. I actually just went to a concert like 2 days ago. I went and saw The Cure, and I have this beanie from it. Ugh, God, it was like one of the best shows ever. It was probably my favorite show I've ever been to, but that's maybe because I just love Robert Smith. My favorite genre to go watch, I really like going to punk shows, which is what I consider to be like a lot of concerts. They're cheaper. They're usually like $10 to like $20 usually. And then like sometimes they'll be like 30. The majority of shows I go to are punk shows and I really enjoy them. I really feel like I can be myself. I don't know, it's just this really safe space for me, usually. I'm not gonna talk about abusers in the scene in this video. I don't know, I just like concerts in general. Like, just live music is awesome. I love live music. Khadija asked, have you always been so creative, especially in terms of fashion? And my answer to that is probably not. I think that my fashion and like my creativity are like hand in hand. I think I'm only getting more and more creative with my fashion and with like my pursuits of art in general. Also just like my self-discovery and self-expression, like all those things to me are so intertwined. I've never been more myself than I am now, and I've never been as creative as I am now. But yeah, thank you Khadija for that question. Okay, Stevie asked, when did you first gain an interest in alternative fashion / music, and how have you changed since then? So when did I first get an interest in alternative music? Was probably when I was like 11 years old. And I don't even know how we had this CD, but this CD had Dancing Through Sunday by AFI on it. And like me and my sister would like play that CD all the time. We're just like, oh my god, this song is so cool. I was like, I've never heard music like this. And I could not understand any of the lyrics. And so I couldn't Google the lyrics to find the song. And then I got this phone when I was like 12 that had the ability to like listen. It was like a Samsung. It had the ability to listen to play the sound to it for 8 seconds, and then it will tell you what song it is. And so I was like, finally, I can see what song this is. And I was like, oh, it's Dancing Through Sunday by AFI. And then I started trying to listen to similar music. My big three bands were AFI, Autopilot Off, and Chevelle. I was living in Nigeria and like nobody listened to that kind of music. Like, I didn't know anything about My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco. I think I found this guy. He went to my school and stuff, but he also listened to rock music. And then on the one day that we could bring phones to school, I'm like, oh my god, let me show you the song. Please, let me show you the song. And he was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm coming. Like, I'll be right back. And I waited for hours. Never. And then I was just like, okay. I went to him again because I saw him, and I'm just like, hey, I thought you were coming to listen to the song. And he's like, yeah, I'm coming. And then I think he probably thought I was bothering him, and I probably was, but I thought he was into it. So, like, why wouldn't you want to listen to it? Anyways, AFI was my first intro, and then I discovered Cage the Elephant on the site where I would download music. That was not the most legal thing in the world, but I discovered Cage the Elephant on there. And I was like, this band name sounds so interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Cage the Elephant has a special place in my heart because I still love them till this day. Thank You Happy Birthday is like one of my favorite albums. So like I really like Cage the Elephant. Like they really made their mark, left their mark on me. Yeah, that is my experience with alternative music in general. How have I changed since then? I forgot that aspect. Well, I'm like twice as old now. I'm 23. I have like become aware of like political things, which is what really draws me to like punk music in general. And I've just like learned more about the world, and I know I have a better understanding of myself and what is important to me and what I look for in music and just other things in general, just like, you know, my preferences. And I think my music has evolved with me as well. I obviously listen to other stuff too. I was an Ariana Grande stan for a minute, like a Twitter stan, like really bad. Like I was horrible. Well, it's not bad, but like I was really bad. I was like tweeting at Ariana Grande on my birthday, just trying to get her to say happy birthday. And then some random person was like, happy birthday Please just pretend it's from Ariana. You're so annoying. That was like my first internet friend. But I've changed a lot. I've been through a lot of different phases of life. I'm only 23, but like a lot has happened. A lot of personal growth has happened. I know that's a pretty broad answer, but okay. How shul? I don't know. They said, OMG, just in love with your style. Thank you. How do you manage to come up with these magical outfits? Thank you for thinking my outfits are magical. I think that YouTube honestly really helps me unlock new outfit combos that I never have done before, because I don't want to like show you the same outfit in terms of inspo, because why would you watch it if you've already seen it before? I really like having a YouTube channel for that aspect. That's really fun. But I think it all comes down to like the pieces that I have, and I think I have curated like a nice closet to where like I always have something to wear that I enjoy wearing, you know? I need to clean out my closet. God damn it. Okay, all right, moving on. Okay, so our last question here is from Pitch Pixie with the awesome fellow as a profile picture, and they asked, did you know your raccoon hat's tail is not anatomically correct? My answer to that is no. I did not know that. I don't know a lot about raccoon anatomy. I hope that the Council of Raccoons can forgive me for this horrid act, but since it's not anatomically correct, at least you know it's not an actual raccoon. I want to wear my beanie back. Okay, that is it for all the questions. I've literally been sitting here for 4 hours and I'm starting to get a headache, so I think I'm gonna do something about that. If you made it this far, thank you so much for caring. Like, what? Like, this, I didn't even expect to get so many questions. Like, I am so happy that people ask some really thoughtful questions and stuff, and it really made me think about things and reflect about my life. And I really appreciate every single person that asked a question, every single person that's watching. Thank you so much. I am going to go edit this big boy. It's probably going to be the longest video I've posted, which is why I really appreciate if anyone's still watching. But if you are still watching, comment a star emoji. You know, we got a lot of stars going on, so I guess that would be cool. And I am going to go take some Tylenol. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.